I have told Yabasheja, let's plan for making boots for the police, for the army, for prisoners. Let's plan for making uniforms. Because he has capacity to cut 10,000 uniforms a day. He's got the machine, I was there. 10,000. For 4 days, he has dressed up the whole police force. In 16 days, he has tailored enough uniforms for every police officer to have 2 pairs, ordinary working clothes, and a ceremonial uniform. In 1 month, he has finished. Let's buy him equipment for making boots. He's got the manpower. How many? He's got about 38,000 people who are redundant and eating for nothing. Those fellows just there. These some are murderers, some are bank robbers. But, and you see, robbers are not exactly stupid. These are people you can teach, and they learn fast. And because they are redundant, they will do work. You know? So let's not duplicate. Then the equipment here the police has, we can give to him, and then he produces. So that we are sure that every year we shall give every police officer a ceremonial uniform and 2 duty uniforms. Then they can also learn how to make warm clothes. Warm clothing, Botswana caps, these berets and peeps and gadgets and everything. And they produce them. Then we save that money. That money we save, we can now buy police vehicles. Yeah. That's what I was coming to, police vehicles. When IGP, the police, your police is growing. You go to a district, the police, the DPC is on foot, his constables are on foot, his sergeants are on foot. Yeah, everybody's on foot. How do you expect somebody to command a district, a police officer, efficiently when they can't move? We should plan for 3 vehicles per district, at least. A vehicle for the police commander, a vehicle for general duties, and a vehicle for special duties, CID, crime intelligence. They can have 1 vehicle. Then we have for everybody, food, running around, chasing, you know, and then the DPC. Same thing for the RPC. How do you run a region when you can't move? That's what I'm number 2. Then fuel. We have to organize fuel. Fuel. These drivers, it's not that the fuel is not enough. The drivers just steal the fuel. You know, I normally go from here to Bushenyi with my vehicles, Bushenyi, and we come back to Mbarara and refuel. The other day I went to Guru. On my way to Guru, I passed via Lira. Now when I got to Lira, when we were coming back, I said, I'm going to give you 200,000 each. They said the fuel is not enough. I said, but that's what I give you when we are coming from Bushenyi. And my home is Kasheshero, which is an extra 56 kilometers to and fro from Ishaka. So we have not gone to that 50. How can you say this money is not enough to get to Kampala? Kumbe, the fellows had not filled the cars. So I said, we are going to drive. Whoever runs out of fuel will remain where the fuel was. And it didn't happen. When we got to Ruwero, one of the vehicles ran short of fuel. I said, we go and leave this one here. Now, I wanted to see how far the other, pickup would go, because you see they are the same capacity. You've traveled the same journey. You run short of fuel. This one is still running. When we were getting to Matuga, imagine Ruwero and Matuga. And these are vehicles of the same capacity. I think the other driver told this one, said, you are kidding me. Just say you have also run short of fuel. Because our vehicles are the same capacity, they are all Isuzu, they have traveled the same distance, you got supply from the same depot. How come you run out of fuel in Ruwero and this one has come to Matuga? Kuna kasoro hapo. So it means you DPCs, RPCs, gentlemen here, you have to supervise fuel consumption. And you have to supervise the supervisors. Because the greatest criminals are the ones who supply. When you say go and pick 50 liters, they pick 30. The other 20, you know what happens? Cham, like our brothers from Northern Uganda say cham. Of course, I know there is some bit of chan. There is, those of you who don't speak Luo, there is cham. Cham is food, and chan is poverty. Not some people, this Lonyo, Papa Ochora, don't worry. But that one we shall address, but make sure that this government, these government assets are protected. Because the majority of the complaint I hear is the police has no fuel. The police has no fuel. Of course, there are some who have nowhere to put the fuel. They don't have vehicles. So let's sort out the question of vehicles, motorcycles, and then traffic. Traffic. You don't have enough personnel. Traffic, personnel, and general personnel for the police force. Let's tell the country you can't eat your cake and have it. Either you give us enough policemen or don't complain about crime. You know, we have a parliament which is bigger than the size of the parliament of Britain. Did you know that? Our parliament is the size of the parliament of Britain. Britain's economy is 200 times the size of Uganda's economy. They have about 600 MPs. We have 540 what? 500, about 54. We can't afford. You know, Uganda wako namna gani? How can Uganda have a parliament the size of the British parliament? And you don't have enough policemen. The other day I was telling somebody that I was at a wedding and I was telling them that I don't come to parliament because I used to talk for 15 minutes. Now I have to compete for 3. Because there are so many, they are only allocated 3 minutes. What do you say in 3 minutes? I have not even said what I wanted to tell you, and I've spoken for more longer than 3 minutes. What do you say in 3 minutes? I say, no, they represent their people. Yes, but if I talk about the issues of Ruhinda, he talks about the issues of West Budama, he talks about the issues of Ntungamu. Who is going to talk about the issues of Uganda? If we concentrate on the issues of our constituencies, who is going to discuss national issues? Where do we get the resources to support these 2 institutions? Support a robust police and a robust parliament. Well, it's not your fault, but I'm telling you some of the challenges we have. Well, I'm telling you some of the challenges we have. That sometimes we are forced to do things which have no meaning. And it's not that, but because people demanded for districts. The president gave us a district. If you don't give, we shan't vote you. The man says, okay, since you want, what do I do? Now you create a Frankenstein. We need enough police officers. So since you wanted districts, you are going to pay tax to get police officers. In Runyankore, they say he who commits suicide, we don't whip for him or her. When you commit suicide, they don't whip for you. In Uganda, they actually dig a pit and cut you and you fall there. Because you're the one who killed yourself. The Ugandans are the ones who created this problem. You can't have a big parliament and you want a big police force and you want to feed them, yet you have 1 cow. One will suffer. So, Ochora, you give me your manpower requirements, I'll go and talk to this wonderful parliament and say, this is what I did. At least it will be put on record that Ochora and his team saw what they wanted and said, if you want us to be efficient, this is what we want. It's on record. So you don't complain. Sometimes I say Enanga on television. You know, sometimes I say, now Enanga is lying. You see him looking for explanation. Poor man. And when things go wrong, I tell General Bose, you go to Parliament. Fortunately, Bose is very smart. Sometimes he goes there and see him playing with words. You know the problem, but you start now looking for, what do I say? You know the problem, but you have no solution. So, ladies and gentlemen, draw up a list of your requirements. We go on to government and say, whatever you are doing, we need this money. So government, rationalize your priorities. Rationalize your priorities. If you want a robust police force, an adequate prison service, a robust immigration service, this is what we require. That's forgetting Nira and the other fellows. These ones who are, there are certain government institutions which are a sine qua non for government to exist, for a country to exist. A police force is one of those institutions which need support, maximum support. So, and I will do this for you for as long as I'm around. And I'm not around for a long time, gentlemen. I'm getting old. I'm getting dilapidated like an old Land Rover. So, but while we are around, let's put our hands together and see what we can push. So that Ochoa and I and Katsigas and some of you leave a legacy. We can leave a legacy. Then we can pin Winnie here and say, Winnie, you let us down. But then we should also have a plan. I think these are mainly the kind of things I wanted to talk about. Welfare, structure, and then this business of crime. From the reports we get, this wave of crime is a bit interesting. Some of it is political, some of it is sheer crime. Others, you get, there is internal collaboration. Like this man this police officer who threw a gun in Henjeri, this one in Chiruhura. Sang. Surely that was not rebel activity or criminal activity. It was it was connivance. It was connivance. Where is Damurira? Yeah, you are here. Now, Damurira, you remember the other thing we were discussing about Nairobi? Nairobi, the ones who are going to, our friends who had problems in Wujiri, I have now discovered some of the people who were taken for the demonstration were border accident victims. Yes, border accident victims. People took to Nairobi border accident victims and claimed these were victims of torture. Sit down. That's the integrity of our politicians. Of the people they took, some were border victims, accident victims. That's the integrity of our politicians. Now, gentlemen, I can't be party to this. I can't be party to that tomfoolery. We should investigate those who did this kind of thing and bring them to account. How do you take people who were knocked fell down on their borders, and you go parade them before international press and say, these were torture victims, tortured by the police, I don't know, by CMI, or I don't know. No. This is criminal. This is criminal, and those people who did that should be brought to book. This is not politics, no. It has now gone beyond the bounds of what? Of politics. It has become criminal. This is treason. This is treason. I'm not saying that some of you are holy, you beat up people, you do what? For which you should be arrested, because when you beat a suspect, you should be arrested. Nobody should be beaten. But please, don't say the police has killed somebody who has never been born. that this fellow murdered a man who has never been born. Where did they find him? Or that they have killed a man who died 10 years ago. The man died 10 years ago, now you're saying they have killed him. So, these are some of the things I wanted to bring to your attention and to address you. I am very grateful for your effort. So far, so good. So far, so good. The new regime, the Ochora regime, has brought a bit of sanity in the police, and the group that is running the police now, I can see a bit of improvement. Of course, like, who is this man who said he wanted more? Oliver Twist. Like, Oliver Twist. I want more. The Baganda saying, Sima Bongerwa. Like Oliver Twist, I want more.